Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello viewers! So in this video, I will be explaining to you all about English phonology based on my understanding. So keep on watching. Phonology. Phonology in etymology is divided as phone, which means voice or sound, and logos, which means subjects or discussion. So we can conclude that phonology is a branch of microlinguistics which learns about the study of sounds. Phonology is divided as two subjects. First one is phonetics and the second one is phonemics. And for phonemics is famous for being called phonology. And now, what is the relationship between phonetics and phonemics? Do you guys know it? So, based on what Kenneth Pike in 1994, the relation between phonetics and phonemics are like cooking. What? Like cooking? What does it mean? So phonetics gathers the raw material and phonemics cooks it. For further explanation, let's see this definition. So phonetics is a study of production, transmission, and reception of speech sounds. And for phonemics is a study of sounds and sound pattern of a specific language. And phonemics learns how the sounds are organized and how they function in a language. So that's why phonetics is gathering the raw material and then phonemics cooks it. Now we are going to talk about phonetics. Phonetics reveals how sounds are made. First thing first is articulatory phonetics. Articulatory phonetics is the branch of phonetics dealing with the motive processes and anatomy involved in the production of the sound of speech. And the second one is acoustic phonetics. Acoustic phonetics is the study of the acoustic characteristics of speech, including an analysis and description of speech in terms of its physical properties, such as frequency, intensity, and duration. Third is auditory phonetics. Auditory phonetics is the branch of phonetics dealing with the psychological processes involved in the reception of speech. And so we can conclude that articulatory phonetics does speech production. And in producing sounds, there are place and manner. And then goes to acoustic phonetics that does speech transmissions. It means how the sounds are sent to our ears. And of course, there are pitch, loudness, and quality. Last is auditory phonetics that does speech perception, and it talks about auditory qualities. Okay, so this is just a quick note, you guys. Sounds are different with alphabet. In phonemic, every sound has different meaning. So please note this. Let's go back to the articulatory phonemics. Articulatory phonemics is defined as any vocal organ. And vocal organs are divided into two types. First one is active articulators, which means the organs can be moved, such as lips, tongue, and rural fold. It can be moved, right? Like this one can be moved, and tongue, yeah. And second one is passive articulators, which means the organs remain fixed, such as teeth, heart plate, alveolar ridge, velum, and pharynx. Articulatory phonetics, based on what Roach said, there are 7 main articulators. First is pharynx, velum, heart plate, alveolar ridge, tongue, teeth, and lips. And there are three other things of articulator. First one is larynx, jaw, nose, and the nasal cavity. I said before, in articulatory phonetics, there are manner of articulation and place of articulation. So in manner articulation, there are plosive or stop, fricative and affricative, nasal, lateral, and approximant. So I'll give you some example, like the plosive one is like bah, bah, bah. And for the nasal one is like like in the nasal. And then for the second one is place of articulation. So in place of articulation, there are bilabial, labiodental, dental, alveolar, post-alveolar, palatal, velar, and glottal. So I'll give you some example for the palatal one. So in palatal one, you guys have this like G alphabet, but you don't read it with G, but it's more like Y, like in yellow. And for the glottal one, it's like the word is like H, but you read it as ha. For example, the word is hi. It's like hi. Now we go to the vowels and consonants. Based on what Roach said in 1991, vowels are sound in which there is no obstruction to the flow of air as it passes from the larynx to the lips. And consonants are sounds produced with a construction or occlusion in the oral cavity. So in easy, a vowel is a speech sound made with your mouth fairly open. And a consonant is a sound made with your mouth fairly closed. For example, the vowels one is like A, fairly open. A, I, E, O, U. It's fairly open, right? And for the consonant one is like B, C, D. Your mouth is fairly closed, right? Next one is voice and voiceless sound. Voice sound are produced when the vocal cords are almost closed and air from the lungs causes them to vibrate. So it means that voice sounds have vibration. Voiceless sounds are produced when the vocal cords are open, so it doesn't have vibration. And to give you more information, all vowels are voice sounds, but all consonants appear in voiceless or voice. For example, P and B, like P and B. The P one, the P one doesn't vibrate, but the B doesn't vibrate. B, the one that vibrate, like B doesn't vibrate, B vibrate. Phonetics and phonemic studies can be subdivided into two levels. First is segmental, second is suprasegmental. So segmental is about what you say, while suprasegmental is about how you say. Now, let's discuss about segmental first. Segmental phonetics define the articulatory properties of all human speech sounds. For example, s and z, and z. S is voiceless, dental, and fricative, but the z is voiced, dental, in your teeth, and fricative. So voice, like it has a vibration, like z has a vibration, but s doesn't have vibration. Am I right? So it's voiceless. Now for the segmental phonemics is talking about function of the sounds, like s and z can only be found in English. We can't find any use of this in Bahasa. Am I right? Is there any word in bahasa that use s or z? I think there's none of that. Now for suprasegmental. So earlier we were talking about segmental. Now we are going to talk about suprasegmental. First, suprasegmental phonetics. Suprasegmental phonetics investigates aspects such as speech, and it's about frequency. Loudness is about intensity, and length is about duration. For the second suprasegmental, it's about suprasegmental phonemics. Suprasegmental phonemics investigates speech, and it's about tonal phenomena. Loudness about stress phenomena, and length about duration. Okay, I will give you some example to understand more about this, like this stress phenomena or like that. Okay, first one is tonal variation. Okay, let's play a role. If there are two children talking together. Oh, hey, I can play a yo-yo. And the other children answered, really? Let's compare with, oh, hi, I can play a yo-yo. And the other children answered, oh, really? It has a different variation, right? Like you can recognize the difference of the tone, right? And that's how the meaning that's been sent is different as well. Like you are excited or not to know the information. Second, stress variation. So in stress variation, we have lexical stress, shift stress, and weak stress. In lexical stress, when we give more stress into the first syllable, the word will change into noun. But when we give more stress into the last syllable, the word will change into a verb. For example, contrast. When we give more stress in the first syllable, contrast, it will be a noun. Like in contrast with. And for the second one, contrast, if we give more stress in the last syllable, it will become a verb. It contrasts. Second one, we are going to talk about shift stress. Shift stress can change the meaning of words with the same spelling. For example, address means a place, but address means to speak formally to a group. And for something like Chinese, a Chinese girl. And for Chinese, she is Chinese. Third one is weak stress. Weak stress helps us know the meaning of words with almost the same spelling. For example, he asks for questions and he asks for questions. It's different, right? Like the for is added with stress to know that it is for, but for is fairly weak. Like he asks for questions, he asks for questions, and he asks for questions. It's different, right? So now, in conclusion, suprasegmental phonemics helps us find the meaning of words we or people say. And as I said at the first explanation, that's why phonetics gather the raw material so that phonemics cooks it and we get to understand about the meaning of the words. So that's all of my explanation today in this video. Oh, and actually I had made a PowerPoint about this material. If you guys interested, you can go to the description box and I'll link the PowerPoint down below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy and understand it. See you in my next videos. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.